Wow. Great drive, Jerry.
Steve?
Hey, if you're a senior golfer and you've been struggling for distance lately, then you've come to the right video, because Jerry and I are going to talk about a few really simple ideas that are hopefully are going to help you hit it longer down the fairway. So don't go away. Hey, I'm Steve with HitItLonger.com, and I'm here joined by Jerry Crowell PGA. He is helping me show you a few simple ideas that are going to help you if you're a little bit older and maybe you're starting to struggle with your distance and not get it out there as far as you used to. Let's talk about a few simple ideas that I think people will be able to implement fairly quickly. So let me throw one at you. See, all the people that I teach, and I do teach a lot of older golfers, and for the most part, I just don't see them launching the ball high enough. I see too many people hitting low line drives. And so the first thing I would tell you is what does a good drive look like for someone who's got maybe a little less clubhead speed? Let's say 80 miles an hour, or maybe even less in some cases. I do have a few students that they have struggled to swing 70 miles an hour anymore. And it's not a low line drive. At that point, you're looking for a really high, I call it a rainbow. Call it the rainbow shot. You're looking for a ball to really launch high. Those low line drives are just not the right flight to get you maximum distance. So I would encourage you to play with on your driver, either figure out with the tool, if you haven't played with this yet, is to figure out with the tool how to increase the loft, or you might try something higher loft. In fact, I've got a student, Jerry, he's in his 70s, doesn't swing very fast, and I'm recommending that he move into a 15-degree driver. So don't think just because the last driver that you might see in the, in the big golf supermarket is 10.5. There are other drivers out there that have a lot more loft than that. 12 degrees, 13 degrees, 14 degrees drivers. You can find them, they're out there, and I would encourage you to try more loft. Again, we're looking for a really nice launch angle. What do you think is another idea besides loft?
Yeah, for senior golfers, I'll get some senior golfers to come to Goose Creek and take some lessons. And for the most part, I hear that they want to get their distance back where they used to be.
Sure.
And so we'll hit a few balls, and one thing I'll notice is that, yes, maybe they've lost flexibility. They've gotten a little stiff in some joints, but I don't think at the first part they've never used their pivot correctly in the first place. So when we start experimenting on how to develop this bigger turn to maybe get a little more width and get a little more speed, it usually is a lower body thing where they just have to learn to move correctly in the backswing.
So I'm hearing you say that a lot of older golfers that you teach, what you see is that they primarily just use their arms.
Correct, and the club's going up very steep and they're coming down very steep. They lose shallowness.
So it's
lose
more
attack
problems
angle.
than just distance, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Do you have a simple drill that you could recommend that they do?
Well, it's a drill. It's a very simple drill. It's something I'll test right away with the particular older student.
Sure.
I'll just have them stand there, maybe grab a club across your shoulders, and just say, okay, this is what I want you to do. Because your swing right now is just basically just lifting your arms up, thinking that's what's going to power the swing. You forgot to move the rest of your body. They may have never done it, or maybe they just forgot. So simply just cross the club across your shoulders. I want them to take their right pocket and see if they can turn to their left heel while their left knee comes in, maybe to the right heel, and maybe even the left heel comes off the ground a little bit.
I think this is a new move that you're showing for people in the lower body that they may not have ever considered before. They might have seen it, but they may not have considered doing it themselves. And if you do that again, the knee, and especially, see, that foot is coming off the ground a little bit, and it is enabling Jerry to make a much bigger motion of the body. Now, can you show the follow-through?
If I made that motion without this movement with some restriction, like I see a lot, it would look something like this, where the hips turn, they just kind of just tilt maybe this way. They forget to actually turn, they're just tilting. This is as far as I can go. But that's why I go, listen, I want this to go to here, right pocket to left heel. Let's just see if, you can make that movement. They didn't know in the first place. And that's where I'll get started with maybe getting them to understand there's other things they can do besides just changing the loft of the club, playing the ball in a different spot, which are very valid. but trying to get their body to move a little bit different.
Can you show the whole thing? Does that come with an equivalent follow-through too?
Well, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you show?
It's great question.
Show me back and forth. Then.
Right. It's not all backswing.
Okay. Yep.
As you go through, we
You've
see
gotten this thing perpendicular now.
Oh yeah.
So it's pointing at the camera. Okay.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people they can only move to here until they start moving.
That's a great goal to try to get to.
The hips are turning the shoulders essentially, right?
So show me now.
So going back the other way, I see a lot of this.
Yes. Okay.
They just stop. They just tilt. They just drop anchor here, as opposed to having that same range of motion going through.
Okay. So you're finishing with the club again perpendicular, which would tell me that your chest is and belt buckle are pointing at the target.
Right.
So you're just talking about doing that a bunch of times a day just to warm up, maybe?
Yeah, it's not a secret. It's right there in front of us. We just have to learn to do it, and it's very simple. This is not difficult to do. It's a lot of movement.
You just got to do it. You got to get out and practice
yes,
it, don't you?
There is stability within all that mobility. We have stability, but we want to be mobile.
Let me bring up one final simple coaching point that I think is going to help seniors. And I'm going to come back to, again, the idea that the average senior golfer who's lacking in distance is hitting the ball too low off the tee, and that's ball position. So if I give you a ball here, and show me what maybe a typical ball flight or ball position would be for the average golfer, and then let's show them a little different way of doing it that might help you get the ball a little higher.
Well, we may see the average golfer set up and
kind of in the middle.
Maybe you try to play the ball in the middle of their stance.
Yeah, I see that a lot.
Like on my 7R, well, this is just another club. I'm playing this in the middle also and make the same swing.
Like all clubs in the middle, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's easy.
It's easy, but
you're gonna hit it really low. So let's show them a little bit more of a extreme forward ball position now.
So moving the ball forward in your stance is as simple as moving the ball forward in your stance.
Or moving your feet back. Okay? Now it's going to feel a little bit weird at first.
Yeah, you're going to feel like you're way behind. I'm going to hit the ground way back in here.
Yeah.
Which you might do if you forget to turn, right?
So let's show us a swing. So you got that thing up at least to the instep now.
Yeah, there's a forward ball position, probably right to my inside of my left heel. I can go probably farther if I wanted to. Okay. But there are some things
that's a good solid place to put it, isn't it?
That's pretty much where it's going to be.
Let's see how much higher this is going to go.
You want me to hit one?
Yeah, please.
Okay. It's going to be very high.
It's going to be very high, isn't it? Wow.
It's very high.
Very towering.
Too high for me.
Yes. But you're looking at a lot of club head speed. For you, people at home speed creates lift. So if you don't have lift, you've got to have the loft to create extra lift, extra loft, extra angle of attack. And in the meantime, to wrap that up, Jerry's point on getting yourself to turn back and through more is going to have the effect of adding more speed, and that'll also end up getting you more lift. So all three of those coaching points I think are going to get you higher, more air carry, more distance overall, and I think you're going to reach a lot more holes in regulation than ever before, or maybe you'll start reaching more holes in regulation like you used to. Hey, I hope you'll go out and try at least one of these three ideas. If it works for you, come on back. We'd love to hear how you did. Come back and leave a comment down below. And hey, thanks for watching. Thanks to Golf Development Complex for hosting us today and providing us with the beautiful scenery. And hey, I'll either see you in the next video or Jerry and I will see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Take good care.